It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. The kettle is boiling. That means we're going to add some hot water to another pot of something. Usually noodles. This time, pasta and sauce. It's Batchelors big American style mac and cheese bacon flavour. It was £1.50 in B&M stores. Look at the size of that pot. Look at the size of the contents. Now I'm really hoping that's going to fill up quite nicely. Otherwise the big pot just isn't really that big, is it? Here we go then. Fill to here for less sauce, fill to here for more sauce. See that on the back? Well, you'd be reading it backwards, so. I'm going to go with more sauce, of course. Right, we're up to the fill line. So what we do, we give this a damn good stir now. We leave it for 2 minutes. My grandfather would call something like this daylight robbery. That was his name for stuff like this, daylight robbery. He would open up a packet of crisps and it would be filled with air. And he would shout, daylight robbery. I remember him doing it. A box of, you know, a cardboard box of like chocolates, and there'd be about 4 in there. He would shout, daylight robbery. I don't know. We'll just check this out once it's done. But I don't think that it's gonna fill this pot right up, is it? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a little bit. I mean, it's half full, for goodness sake. Let's not judge. Let's not overly judge. Let's get this lid on. So the process is, I take the lid off after 2 minutes. I give it another good stir. Put the lid back on for another 3 minutes and then consume the product. So I'll be back once this product is ready to be consumed. Right, this pasta pot is ready. We've done everything required of us. 2 minutes, lid on, take the lid off, give it a stir. 3 minutes later, come back. And, well, here's the steam. That's a big old steamy thing going on. And there is... Well, that's what you get for your money. Your £1.50 in B&M. I suppose it has filled up a little bit. And in defence of Batchelors who make this, if you hold it round the bottom, ooh, that's hot. That is hot. If you grab it round the top, like, I mean, come on everybody. We all eat noodles like this, don't we? We all eat pasta like this. We grab the pot and we get stuck in. If you grab the pot round the top, then it's not so warm. You know, it's not going to boil your hands. So, in their defence, calling it a big pot, a big pasta and sauce. Yeah, it's got something to do with the heat, I think. So, mac and cheese, the American staple. This is what it looks like. If you're watching from America, is this what mac and cheese should be looking like? Drippy cheese with bits of... Is it semolina? Comment in the comments box. There's a couple of types of pasta out there, isn't there? Is this stuff semolina? Oh, it's I must admit, getting rid of this. I was going to say something about the sound, but I won't. I'll just do it again. A few lads out there. Say no more. Anyway, yeah, is it semolina? Comment in the comments box down below. Or is it just bits of dried pasta? I know there's a difference. In terms of flavour. It's cheese. It's powdered cheese. It's like anything really, isn't it? It's like mixing up a pack of Angel Delight dust and you end up with some kind of weird pink liquid. People buy it, people enjoy it. Similar to this, I mean, it's a dried semolina or pasta with a cheese powder. I just had a really salty bit, which was fantastic. There's little lumps of bacon in here as well, I'll show you. I'm not sure if that's real bits of ham or bacon, or let's have a try. It's got the consistency of chewing gum, but the more you chew it, the more it gives off a little bit of a bacon flavour. It is interesting what you buy in these kind of pound shop type places, isn't it? Ooh. It's proper aeroplane food, isn't it? It's like if you went to the moon with Elon Musk, it's almost as if like Elon Musk would hand you one of these on the moon and say, go and find yourself some hot water. You're going to be eating these for the next like 6 months. It's that sort of like fast food. In all honesty, probably developed in the World Wars. Probably developed between World War One and certainly World War Two. Dried, packaged foods that you could eat on the battlefield. That's where all of this kind of stuff comes from. It's not that people really want to develop stuff like this. It's just, it's there as a bit of a necessity. And then from that kind of necessity of making these, people buy it. The biggest thing about this, you see the green, everything's green. So you've got green fat, green saturated fat, green sugar. So fantastic, you can pop away at this, eat it all you like. And then salt, I mentioned the salt earlier on. 38% of your daily salt intake is in this pasta pot. I'm not one to judge. It's all tongue-in-cheek with me. It's all a bit of fun. If you were down to your last £1.50 and you've decided to buy one of these and you're watching along with me while I'm eating it, I'm just having a bit of fun with everybody. I get it. I understand it. We're in a bit of a... What have they called it this time? They haven't called it a credit crunch, have they? That was the 2008 one, that was. They've called it a cost of living crisis. That's the name for the price hikes that we're going through at the moment. The cost of living crisis. And if you're watching this, I'm recording this in 2022. If you're watching this in 5 years' time, wondering what on earth I'm talking about, just have a little look back in history. Is it filling me up? Well, I've been on a 6-mile walk. I've just come in. Rather hungry. boiled the kettle, made these up. Whopping them down. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose it's filling me up. Getting a little bit sickly. It's getting a little bit like I've had enough of that cheese sauce already. It doesn't want to cool down either. Every mouthful has been like putting boiling tar in my mouth. So I've just read the side as I'm kind of talking as I'm eating this. Ingredients are sold, greatest first. So it's macaroni pasta, 61%. Then Durham wheat semolina. Ah, there we are. So in brackets, Durham wheat. It is in fact semolina. I thought it was. It tastes like that weird semolina stuff. It's weirdly filling. It's cheap. It's from Batchelors, you know, they make the super noodle. It's got that bacon, kind of super noodle flavour to it. Right, here's the important thing now. Where I spoke about the bacon, these little bits here. Right, that's supposed to be bacon. Right. Tastes like chewing gum. On the back here, just making sure. I'm sure it's pea protein. Oh, dried pork, 1%. 1% dried pork. So it's not even bacon. It's like pea protein mixed with dried pork to give you that kind of slight bacony flavour. Mmm. I don't know what we were all expecting, really. I seen it in B&M stores. I picked it up. It's a bit weird. It's a bit different. Convenience food, isn't it? The thing is with convenience food is that it's not really that cheap. You can buy a bag of potatoes for £1.50. And a bag of potatoes will feed you for, well, they'll feed a family for 2 days. So, although we're living in a cost of living crisis, there are still better ways to spend your money. I mean, this will be in my gut now in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to be hungry in the next 2 hours, and I've just fed myself. You're better off buying a bag of potatoes and making some boiled potatoes with a little bit of salt crunched over them if you're that hungry, if you're that kind of starving. I see, you know, there seems to be a bit of a kind of, and, oh God, we've done this before. There seems to be a little bit of a kind of a resurgence of people reviewing like ultra cheap food on YouTube. And I don't know, I've often thought to myself, you could kind of just show, like, I don't want to review a 30p smart price tin of tomato soup. I would much prefer to buy a bag of potatoes and show everybody what you can do for £1.50. I'd much prefer to go down that way. If I'm going to go down that kind of crisis, cost of living, cheap food, get your money's worth type channel. But I don't want to take the channel down that avenue. Because once you start taking your channel down that avenue, there's no way back, you know? the people who watch you end up watching you because they think they're going to get tips on cheap meals. And this channel's never been about that, really. Yes, I like to kind of try things like this every now and again. It's really sickly now. But I couldn't live on this stuff, you know. It looks like I do. When you see all my food reviews on YouTube, it looks like I'm living on this kind of stuff. But it's just as a... It's just, this is just a bit of kind of curiosity on my part as to what a Batchelors pasta and sauce mac and cheese tastes like. So rating, has it filled me up? That's probably going to keep me going for the next hour or two. I can already feel my stomach munching on all of this semolina in my stomach. It's just, it's not going to last long. If I whacked a baked potato in my stomach, then I'm pretty sure it'll last an awful lot longer. Save your money. It's not even real bacon. It's pea protein and 1% dried pork. Awful stuff, really. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.